Hey, Matthew Breslau, I have a question.
What is it, a Tyler Strambitsky?
Okay, so you know how bread comes in like a bag with like that dumb little clip, like the bread tab thing?
Yeah.
So, okay, who fucking decide whose idea was it that okay, so you have this item called bread and
Yeah.
it's something that spoils real easy, right? Like you want to keep that shit tight sealed to make sure
Mhm.
it's like fucking
Oh, I
you know,
know
no
exactly where
no
you're
no
fucking
air is
going with
getting
this.
in there. No air is getting in there, right?
Let's make the closing element, the thing that actually seals this item, not work at all.
Yeah, and okay, so I'm thinking like there are things out there that are like I don't fucking know, I don't know. Lauren eats these like pretzel crisps, right? Like
Sure.
these like crunchy little cracker deals, and those things come in a resealable bag with like a plastic zipper that like closes
Yeah.
and seals it, so it's fucking airtight, right?
Yeah.
And then they make bread that is this thing that's like the second it touches air, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna go stale now. So you better eat me within like 4 days, and don't you dare leave this bag even slightly ajar because if I get any air in me at all,
A jar.
I'm gonna go hard and stale. And they give that bag like this fucking plastic little twisty thing
Yeah.
that's like, oh maybe it's sealed. I don't know.
Yeah. The bread clip sucks, and like the little like twist tie also sucks. I pretty much just like have ever since I was young. I always just like quotation marks misplace those and just tie the bag shut because it's safer. Just like when you tie the bag shut, it's fucking tight. It's tied
Yeah,
shut.
yeah. I don't know. Like, why do we do that? What's up with the bread clip? And the thing is, too, here. Okay, so you know how like there's that whole phenomenon about like plastic straws are going out the window, and we get paper straws now.
Yeah, and even metal
So
ones. I got offered
the
metal straws at the liquor store the other day.
like as an additional purchase.
There was somebody just at the front door, like, try our alcohol. And I was like, all right, sure. And they were like, do you like it? And I said, yeah, I do. And Rachel said, yeah, it's nice. And then she was like, cool. Do you want some metal straws with our stamp on them? And Rachel was like, oh, okay. And then she gave them to me, and she was like, you have them.
Oh well, congratulations on your new item
Metal straws.
that
Thank
you
you.
own.
Thank you.
No, I was gonna say that I'm getting bags of bread now that have the paper bread clip, so it's not even
What? Wait,
plastic.
what?
Yeah, yeah, it's like
They,
cardboard
what the
almost.
fuck?
Like it's like this like thick paper.
That feels like it would just work worse.
It does. That's exactly what happens. And they're like, oh yeah, we're reducing our plastic usage, except this entire bag that you're getting is plastic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when
So
you add it up over time, sure, you're gonna use less plastic because how many bread clips are there? But fucking like
get rid of the bread clip.
this has to be a ploy by the bread companies to sell more bread, right? Like I know that sounds
Absolutely. We have so many better solutions. Everything else I buy at the grocery store comes in like a resealable package.
oh my god.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? There's a conspiracy by Big Bread.
Big bread. Oh man, I missed you. Hey, welcome to another episode of Super FX, the show where I can change the future. I'm Matt.
What?
Say your name.
I'm Tyler. What? Sorry, what?
What?
Is it a reference that I'm not picking up on?
It's from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, you know, we've talked about that game. You know I didn't finish that shit.
Yeah, the reference wasn't for you. It was for me and our 3 listeners. This
I'm
is
sure they
episode
loved it.
31, by the way. Episode 31. Hi. There have been a lot of
Hello.
changes since the last time we recorded in January.
Yeah, the world's a different place.
Yeah, I'd like to get some quick things out of the way right now. I don't live in New York anymore. I moved in with Rachel. I live in Minnesota now. Everything's less expensive.
I updated the website to reflect that.
Thank you. I asked you to, and you did it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the change in my life.
Thank you very much. I still appreciate it. Yeah, there will be plenty to discuss regarding my new living place in Minnesota, but there are always game things to talk about, so.
can you do people pinpoint you as a New Yorker there? Can they like tell? Like you get to Minneapolis and you like start talking or whatever, and people are like, "You're not from here."
It hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure that they're thinking it in their heads because when I'm talking, I'm thinking it in my head. Because they're like, "Oh yeah, definitely," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, definitely. We don't sound the same."
Something's off about this
Yeah,
guy.
like to give
That's
you an
what
idea
a
here.
Minnesotan person sounds like.
Yeah,
This
here,
guy's got a weird voice.
yeah, here in the Midwest, the name of Jesus's mother and the thing you do when you love somebody very much, the thing you're about to do with Lauren, in a couple months now, and the greeting for Christmas are pronounced all exactly the same. Mary, Mary, and Mary. But I pronounce all three differently. Jesus' mother's Mary. It's Merry Christmas, and you marry someone you love.
That's
So
messed up.
yeah, so I just have to avoid saying any of those words, which is difficult because I have a girlfriend I want to marry, but and she makes me marry. No Mary though.
I was waiting for you to shoehorn that in somehow.
Yeah, no.
I think Minnesota is like basically honorary Canada, right?
Essentially, I mean, we have the Northwest Angle, which just ticks right up there into what is that, Manitoba, something.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're around
Yeah.
those parts. Yeah. Did you go? Did you go to the big mall yet?
Yeah, so I've been to the Mall of America already because when Rachel and I were still long distance all the way back
Oh,
in
right.
July, she took me there when I visited the first time. But I've gone with her again since then, but not since moving in yet. We have yet to go as a live-in couple.
Okay. I worked there once upon a time. I did some work in that there mall.
Oh shit!
Yes. So hey, fun fact: that mall has a sister mall, and its
Right.
sister mall is West Edmonton Mall here in Edmonton.
When you say sister mall, they're like designed similarly.
Exactly, and it's the same owner.
Okay, cool. I like that.
So the same whole deal where there's like there's an amusement park, and there's like a little restaurant district in there, and the whole shebang, mega mall.
Of course.
Utopia, like that's it's the same thing here. And so when I went there, it was kind of weird because all of their like signage and all their like logos and that kind of thing is exactly the same as it is for West Edmonton Mall here.
Sure.
And so it was like, wow, this is kind of weird. I'm at the same dang place, except that amusement park in there is Nickelodeon themed and ours is Hasbro themed.
So like you have like My Little Pony rides and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like the new one is maybe Mr. Potato Head. I think it's Mr. Potato Head's like bumper cars.
Whoa, it's just Potato Head.
Wait, really? Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
did he get canceled? What
Yeah.
did he do?
Oh, wait. Am I giving this to you for the first time? Is this new info for
No,
you?
this is ringing a bell. Hold on, but
Yeah.
now I need to look up.
No. They wanted to make
Galaxyland
him more
Potato Head.
inclusive, so they just changed his name to just Potato Head, so that
Okay.
now
Oh
he's not
my god.
necessarily
Oh,
Mr.
okay. So I was wrong. The bumper cars
okay.
is not. Hold on. I'm looking this up.
Okay.
So it didn't used to be Hasbro. It used to be like its own thing, and then Hasbro like bought like the I don't know the naming rights or whatever.
Sure.
So let me read out the names of
Yeah,
these,
please.
these amusement attractions.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to hear.
Okay, so you've got the Sorry Sliders bumper cars.
So like the board game. Okay.
That's right. You've got like a teacups style ride. They got one of those. It's called
Right.
the Dizzy Dodos,
Okay.
like Play-Doh.
Sure.
The
I didn't realize Play-Doh was owned by Hasbro.
yeah, it is.
I thought it was owned by Crayola. Never mind. I guess I don't know anything.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Crayola were owned by Hasbro. But anyway,
Yeah, that
they
wouldn't
have
surprise me either.
like a fucking what do you call it? Like a fun wheel. What are those things called?
A Ferris wheel?
A Ferris wheel. Yeah. So they have a Ferris wheel.
What? A fun wheel.
It's called the Flight to Equestria.
Okay, that's My Little Pony.
They have Monopoly Railroad, which is like a little train ride.
Okay, cute.
They have a couple other ones that aren't as interesting, but then the games they have like carnival games, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here.
And my favorite being Potato Head Spud Squirt.
I don't like that name. I do
Potato
not
Head
enjoy that name.
Spud Squirt. You're right. There is no Mister. I completely
Yeah.
forgot that happened.
Yeah, they changed it, and everyone was like, "Even Potato Head's woke now. Where's my gun?" So
Well, you don't wait. Oh no, you. I mean, you're honorary Canada, but they still got guns there, right?
yeah, well, yeah, of course. Minnesota is also a blue state, just like New York was. It's not nearly as blue, but it's still blue, so I'm still happy.
Oh my god, even the concession is easy bake oven themed.
Also, not surprised that that is habit, bro. Okay,
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
wow,
Anyway, we should do a show.
sure. Yeah, we should. I actually just before we get into the what you've been playing,
Uh-huh.
this struck me. I literally just coming back. I took a quick trip to the local grocery store here, Cub, which I'd never heard of before, but now I live here, so it's my local grocery store. And I just needed to pick up like vitamins and mouthwash and stuff. And while I was on my way back, just waiting in line to get my stuff checked out, I was flipping through Facebook Marketplace for game deals around here, and I saw. And I'm gonna throw this in the Discord chat right now so you can see it, but I'm also gonna throw it up on screen here in the YouTube video.
Uh-huh.
But oh my god, this Tyler is a real listing, not 20 minutes from my house.
Okay. Can I describe what I'm seeing here for the listeners at home?
Absolutely, they're gonna see it anyway if they're on YouTube, but just in case they don't.
Is this actually okay? So what I'm looking at is an Xbox One controller or whatever
Yeah.
the new I don't know, Xbox controller,
Yeah.
with a fucking like maybe a balaclava wrapped around it.
It looks
that
like a
has-
fucking like one of those book covers that stretch over the textbook. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and it's got like very crudely cut out holes that like you reveal the buttons and the sticks and the the D-pad and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And emphasis on very crudely cut out. And the title of this Facebook marketplace listing is Xbox One controller handmade protector.
And
And
the
it
price.
was originally posted at for $5, and that's been crossed out with $3 is the new price.
I love this so much. Some person, I really hope it's like a kid or something, but whether it is or not, you can't deny that this is hilarious.
You're
That
just
someone
gonna get
just
there. I want you to go. You gotta go, dude. Like you gotta go to this person's house
man.
and be like, "Hey, I'm here for the Xbox controller protector."
Would you do two?
I don't know, man. This is some real artisan made stuff here.
I'm just like I'm like, okay.
They just give you this like crumpled up little fabric like old hat.
This straight up looks like this Xbox One controller is trying to rob a convenience store. It's like this fucking shoddy craftsmanship. I swear to God, I hope that this is some kid who got a hold of his mom's phone and he was like, I can make my own money.
Oh my god. You gotta go
Because
get
if
it.
not, this might be the greatest idea in the history of greatest ideas, maybe ever. $3.
Do you think they have multiple? Like, do you think you can like choose your color?
Oh my God, could you imagine? So like I didn't actually flip through the photos because I was so flabbergasted that I was like, I gotta screenshot this and send it to Max right now. And I was thinking about sending it to you immediately, but then I remembered we could talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at the other 3 photos that the tiny little dots at the bottom of the main photograph are hinting that there are. So I'm actually curious. I'm gonna go back to Marketplace real quick here and see if I can find it again. I'll just take a quick moment.
Quick moment.
Okay,
God.
so the other 3 photos are just like, one of them is the back of the controller where you can see that the shoulder buttons are barely sticking out of the holes that were cut for them. I'm not going to share these photos because that's just too much work for me. The next one after that is just a close-up of the original photo, So you can definitely see, oh yeah, the buttons definitely stick out of those holes. And the fourth photo is the sock by itself with no controller inside, and it essentially looks like a frat boy's boxers after being worn for 9 days in a row. Like, it's awful.
You gotta go buy this thing, dude. I just need to know about this person and what their life is like.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's very good.
I don't know. Maybe they're rolling in dough. They're making bank because of their Xbox controller covered. We should talk about video games.
Yeah, is that not what we're doing? I'm sorry. Was I being a bad video gamer? No, what have you been playing?
Sorry. I also just learned that Floyd Paxton was the inventor of the bread clip.
I'm
And
very sorry,
The
Floyd.
Wikipedia article says it describes the bread clip as a notched plastic tag used for sealing bags of bread worldwide.
Wow.
It's used worldwide.
What? I think I know what I'm calling this episode.
He made 4 unsuccessful runs for Congress.
Are you serious?
He
The bread
founded a
clip guy.
conservative newspaper, which did
This
not
is-
attract a subscriber base and soon folded.
This is the bread clip
His
episode.
wife and he had a running battle with the IRS over a family trust set up to avoid taxation, resulting in years of litigation and appeals. And he ultimately lost that battle and then died of a heart attack at 57.
You know what? Could have been 56. Just saying. He really stuck it out for the bread clip. This is the bread clip episode now.
Yep. Both our podcast and the bread clip are extremely useless items. That's what we have in common. Okay, video games. Yeah, I've been playing a couple things. What did I talk about the last time we did this thing?
Last time, and I'm very familiar with this because I just re-listened to it after we uploaded it. You talked about Marvel Snap, which was really engrossing.
Yeah, that's done. I'm done with that.
How long have you been done with that?
Since January.
Wow, so it didn't last very fucking long at all.
No, I played it religiously for maybe February. I played it quite a lot for 2 months, and then it got to the point where I kind of stopped getting new cards, and it was just kind of got a little grindy, and I don't know, I was kind of done with it. I had my fun. It was good. I enjoyed my time with it, but I was like, time for something new. And that's something new. I did play a lot of that. Magical Mystery Man, Harry Potter. I played his game.
Oh, you did?
He came out with a video game.
Him and nobody else. There's nobody else behind
and hey, that game was okay. The thing about that game was like,
that's good to hear at least.
yeah, I mean, the thing about that game is like, hey, okay, when I was 11, this game was like my dream game, this was like,
Sure.
Oh my God, you can walk around Hogwarts, you can ride your broom, you can fight bad dudes with your wand, and you can design your character and wear the robes and spells and shit, and I was like, yeah,
World of
that
Warcraft,
sounds...
but for Harry Potter.
Sure, yeah. And I was like, man, that's like the dream game when I was 11. And so here we are, 30
Well, you
years
never played
later.
Wizard 101?
What?
Did you ever play Wizard 101?
Is that a real game?
Yeah, I used to see commercials for it on TV all the time. It was just like a fucking
Wizard
browser game.
101. Oh.
It was like a
This looks
browser
like-
MMO.
This looks like Toontown.
Sort of. It's essentially everybody was trying to capitalize on the Toontown market back then.
Gotcha.
But
Okay. No, I did not play Wizard 101.
I didn't either. I just know about it, and I don't know anyone who's played it either. Go
anyway,
on. It was just you
it-
talking about this reminded me of it, and I just wanted to mention it so that someone out there can be like, "I played that." But anyway, continue.
Yeah, I'm sure all of our 3 listeners, out
Yeah.
of all those people, one of them did. Apparently, that thing's still going on. 6 hours ago, they tweeted that the monthly event calendar of Wizard 101 has been updated.
Well, to be fair, Toontown's still going on. You played with me, so
But that's like somebody else.
it's
who's running
fan
the
run
show.
now. Yeah, it's fan run.
Oh,
now.
there's also Pirate 101. Just so you know.
Oh shit!
I mean, it's cool. This game's cool. Like you can walk around in the castle, and it's absolutely massive, and the whole like the fucking area. Like it's not just the castle. Like you have a whole bunch of the extended world that you can explore too on your broom. It's cool. Like it's neat to be around. The combat is super engaging. Like
Oh,
really
good.
fun, honestly. There's like you can block spells and deflect spells back at the caster, and
Oh, I like
you
that.
you can combo stuff. So like if you set a guy on fire, then there's like other spells that might work better in conjunction with that and things like that. There's a lot of killing in this game. There's a lot of like the funny thing is that you can learn like the dark magic, like you can learn like the killing curse and the fucking like
Are you serious?
the torture one. Yeah, oh yeah, you can
Yeah,
learn that
yeah.
shit. And but you also learn like the regular spells, like casting fire and like throwing people 50 feet in the air and like slamming them on the ground. And
Yeah.
like nobody bats an eye at that shit. But as soon as you cast the one that like tortures them, everyone around you is like, "What the fuck, dude? Like I don't condone your use of dark magic." And I'm like, "Okay, but you're cool with me like flinging this guy in the air while he's on fire? That was just no like that's completely fine. But as soon as I like make him twitch a little bit, that's no bueno." So I don't
It
know.
just kind of like that's actually kind of cool though, because Harry Potter games up until this point have all been either like RPGs or like slight platform experiences with like some action adventure elements. And for the most part, they've always been very context sensitive. I remember playing Chamber of Secrets on PC growing up, and you aim at an object with the mouse and the cursor, and it automatically tells you what spell would best be used in that context. And so you don't like choose your spells, you don't scroll through. It's not like a traditional MMO where you actually like pick your spells and cast them. And you never get the chance to use dark spells. You only use the spells that the game tells you you can use. And the most popular ones were always like fucking Rick Decempra and like
Flipendo.
Defindo and Rick Decempra.
Yeah, yeah, you don't get a lot. So
No,
all
that's
that's
about it.
here, but you also like it's kind of there's a story beat where you can choose to not learn the torture
Dark
stuff
magic.
or the dark
Yeah,
magic, but it doesn't change anything. Like the end result is the same.
sure.
So there's not a lot of like the game likes to make it seem like you have choice, but and you do like you can if you want to not learn those things, you don't have to. But like the plot doesn't change really. There's just some different dialogue and stuff that you get.
That's good at least.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard. Other than that, it's a pretty standard like open world kind of RPG type thing, a la I don't want to say Skyrim, but it like, felt very Skyrim-y. Of
Sure.
there's all these waypoints on the map, and here are all your side quests, and here is like this one there's like 8 different categories of side quests because you're helping all these other people do all these things, and so like you're looking at this giant, absolutely gigantic map. With like 500 little waypoints and identifiers and icons and things on the screen, and that's pretty standard these days. I feel like over the past 5-10 years, like we've gotten a lot of that, and this doesn't stray from that whatsoever. And so I think that's why I kind of fell out of it. I kind of got what I wanted to get out of it,
Right.
and I didn't. This is the first time in a long time where I'm like, I don't think I need to beat this. Like I get it, I'm good, I played it, you know.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with experiences like that. I mean, I'm not the type of person who does that. I usually delve real deep into a game. Even if I don't like it, I still tough it out to the end because I might change my mind or the game
Yeah,
might
I
surprise
thought that
me.
might happen, but yeah, I'm done with it.
That's okay. I mean, that's a game I
Um,
do want to try at some point eventually. It's just a matter of when and a matter of whether I can absolve myself of the guilt for playing anything Harry Potter related because oof right now. So,
Yeah, that's fair. I did. I admit that I grappled with that a little bit. At the end of the day, I mean, coming at it from like a game dev perspective, like there are hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals who
yeah.
worked on this game who do not have problematic views,
Yeah.
and who tried really hard. Like the game makes it obvious. Like the game does not shy away from the fact that it's trying to as progressive as possible and be
Of course, yeah, it wants to separate itself from whoever
certainly,
wrote it.
yeah, and it does not hide that at all. It doesn't try to mask that whatsoever. Like from the get go, from the first moment, you're like doing the character creator, and it's not gendered at all. Like they don't
Yeah.
say like, "Are you a boy or are you a girl?" Like
Oh,
there's
cool.
that
Okay.
doesn't exist. It's just like pick your voice, pick your
Yeah.
hairstyle, pick your face or whatever, and that's it, right? There's like a very openly trans character in the game, so like there are they're not shying away from that fact at all. They're separating themselves from
Sure.
that as much as they can. And like I said, there's like a fuck ton of people who worked on this game who do not have problematic views. And for me to shy away from this, to in an attempt to distance myself or to I don't know, try to have some sort of financial impact on the richest woman in the world,
Hmm.
I think would be doing a disservice to like the good work that these people are doing. And
Yeah.
I think that supporting those individuals who are, hardworking individuals who are not billionaires, I feel like that to me, morally, that was, you know,
Yeah,
much
especially given
vastly more important than, the one person that this might slightly benefit is already a billionaire.
yeah,
So,
especially given how instrumental Harry Potter has been to the upbringing of a lot of people, myself included. Um, Rachel and I, really more her, and I've kind of adopted it from her. She's taken to just being like Harry Potter. Man, it's a shame that we'll never figure out who wrote that. And I like that stance.
they just
Such,
found those books lying around one day and they were
yeah,
like,
I
damn.
absolutely. The first time she said that, I was like, "What are you talking about?" It was written, and she's like, "Shush, shush, 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 shush." Anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Other than that, I think I talked about Yakuza Zero last time. I did
Yeah,
finish
yeah, you
that.
definitely talked
I
about that.
wrapped
Oh,
that up.
hell yeah.
I did like not all of it, but I did like the main. So Yakuza the games typically have like you have like a business in the game,
Hmm.
and like in the new one you like fucking like run a candy shop.
Okay.
In these ones you're running like it's like a business sim almost. Like one of them you run a real estate like a thing, and the other one is like you run this like nightclub of sorts. Um, and man, I fucking played that shit to the end. I got
Dude,
like I don't do that,
I'm
Matthew. I
so
don't I
fucking
don't
proud of you.
get
I
into
know you don't.
no.
I'm
I
so
like
proud of you.
the thing is I didn't even 100% the game because like it would be so much more if I wanted to
Yeah,
100% it. Like there would be hundreds of hours left to go. But
I
I
can
did like the
imagine.
business things, and I finished that, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Let's go. And so yeah, I finished that game. It was long, but worth it.
Oh yeah, they're so
It's
long.
they're fun, and this is from what I've heard that this is the longest one.
Hmm.
So now that I've got that out of the way, like I think I actually might not anytime soon, but I might jump into the deeper into the series at some point.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Now it's finally time to play Shenmue over Discord with you.
yeah, I could do that too.
I
Man,
swear you're gonna have a blast with Shenmue, especially with me on the sidelines going like, uh-huh.
yeah. Dude, my gaming backlog is just ridiculous, but that is definitely high up on there. Okay, well, the other thing I just wanted to talk about, I guess, somewhat briefly, is I've been
Sure.
kind of traveling a lot lately, and so I haven't had really a lot of time to kind of just like sit down and like pick up something new or like play something seriously.
Yeah, I feel that.
Um,
Having just moved, it's been difficult for me too. Like,
yeah, so I've actually been playing a lot of like mobile games, and I've been playing actually I've been playing a lot of games by this guy Zach Gage, who is pretty well known in the mobile gaming community for like having very I don't know what the thing is, like basic games, easy to get into, easy to start games that are like puzzle games.
sure,
Lately I've been playing this one called Good Sudoku, which is Sudoku but good.
but good.
And so he basically like takes all of the fucking busy work out of Sudoku. Um, the first step of any Sudoku puzzle is like you go through and you like note all the boxes, to like be like, okay, this cell could have these four numbers and this cell could have these three numbers. And it's like, it's not hard. It's not challenging. There's no,
Mhm.
there's no winning that. It's just like, you got to do it to start the puzzle. You got to like go through and like note all the boxes. This just does it for you. It's like, fuck that. Like, that's not the fun of playing it. Like, it just
Yeah.
does all that for you. And
Huh.
then like, if you fill in a cell, it like will erase those notes that no longer apply. and things like that. So it's just like it streamlines the whole process of playing Sudoku,
Hmm.
and it makes it enjoyable. And I was like, hey, maybe I don't hate Sudoku like I always thought I did, because like it was just that game was fucking busy work until you got to like the last 10 minutes of playing it, and that's when it
And
was
then
actually
everything
somewhat
just fucking
challenging.
starts
And
popping in one at a time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's also got a whole bunch of other games. He has Ridiculous Fishing, which is really popular on iOS quite a years back. Spell Tower is really popular. A lot of like word-based puzzle games.
Sure.
Card of Darkness, which was kind of like this strategy puzzle game with Pendleton Ward was attached to that. He's kind of known for all these games. He describes them as deep games that are easy to get into.
Uh-huh.
And they're all very well designed, very clear, very crisp presentation. But always like the way that these games are designed just like makes sense. And he takes all these games that kind of fundamentally like Sudoku. He has one that's chess, and it kind of like removes all of the cruft out of them and makes them streamlined and enjoyable on a mobile device specifically.
Sure.
So yeah, I've playing his games has really made me kind of realize how much I just love puzzle games in general, which
Oh,
I never really
sure. Yeah.
thought of myself as a much of a puzzle game guy. Besides like Tetris and Dr. Mario, I never really considered myself to be like, oh yeah, like my favorite genre of games is puzzle games. But
Yeah. I definitely
honestly,
wouldn't say it's my
maybe
favorite genre, but
maybe it
damn.
is because like I fucking love crosswords. Like I have been like like the past 6 months for me has been just been like I play so many crosswords, and now I'm like doing the Sudoku thing, and like I fucking love Tetris, and I'm like a couple of days ago I just had this realization where I was like, shit, I'm a fucking puzzle game guy. Like that's my shtick, I think. So yeah. Anyway, that's where I've been lately. Mobile games are really great for that kind of thing, where you can just pick it up really easily, play for 5 minutes, put it down, whatever.
Sure.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, puzzle games for me are they're definitely one of my favorites. Not my favorite, but I could get lost in puzzle games fucking forever. So it's really fucking cool to see you actually like announcing essentially like my favorite genre is puzzle games. I don't think I've ever heard that from somebody before. Usually puzzle games are kind of like an ancillary genre that people enjoy, but they're not into it nearly as much,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
a
I don't
bunch of other
know.
stuff.
It's just it feels weird to say that, but like like I love puzzle games. I do. So
I do
I don't know.
too.
Yeah. Tell me about your gaming
Yeah.
life.
So I'm still playing through Xenoblade 2, which I started in October. So I've really been slacking. It hasn't all been my fault, but some of it has. Um, Again, I just recently moved, and with that came the realization that I was gonna have to prep to move, and then I was gonna have to spend time packing, spend time moving, and now that I live where I do now, we're in kind of this transitionary state where I'm living with Rachel, but we're in a large apartment, but our bedroom and our apartment in general doesn't really have a whole lot of room for my collection. Um, in just a few months, we are going to be getting a house, whether renting or buying, but it is happening. Rachel has assured me, and I trust her. Even if we had to stay a couple extra months, I know that I wouldn't be upset, and I don't think Rachel would either. But the plan is to get a house, and she wants to allow me my lifelong dream of having a basement fully dedicated to the game room. And but essentially, what that means right now is my video gaming is slightly limited. I have my Switch hooked up and I have a PlayStation 2 hooked up because the Switch is the best console for all kinds of gaming content right now because I can just access legacy games through NSO, and I can still play lots of new things that come out so I don't miss out. And of course, I can keep working on Xenoblade 2. And the PlayStation 2 is Rachel's one of Rachel's favorite consoles. That and her Xbox, but she already has an Xbox. So I've instead of focusing on Xenoblade 2 right now, I'm still dabbling here and there. I'm getting closer to the end, but I've mostly been playing games with Rachel when I can, and we're playing through Silent Hill Shattered Memories right now on PS2,
Oh,
which
nice.
which is my favorite horror game. One of the reasons we're playing through it. But also, she missed out a lot on the Silent Hill and like Resident Evils growing up because she was into more of the niche horror games, stuff like Run Like Hell and Siren, and that's the reason why I think I've mentioned on the show before, in the episode with Game Dave, Rachel gave me her copies of Rule of Rose and Haunting Grounds and Kuon from her teenage years, because those were the niche horror games she played. And now that she knows they're collectible, she gifted them to me, so we're gonna play them together. But we've been playing through Shattered Memories, which is another one that she bought for me. And on PlayStation 2, it's a big boy. She bought it for me all the way back last June, and we've been playing it together. And it's been a fucking hoot. We just had some drinks the other night and just turned off all the lights, and oh, it was a grand old time. Just playing a horror game with your loved one in fucking complete darkness. Oh, man.
I
Such
love
a
it.
good time. For the uninitiated, Silent Hill Shattered Memories is like a halfways retelling of the original Silent Hill with a slightly altered plot. And it came out for Wii and PC and PSP and PS2. And the PS2 version is the rarest one. It came out in '08. So by that point, the PlayStation 3 had already been on the market for like 3 years. So the fact that it's on PS2 is kind of a godsend, but given the fact that that thing lasted forever, it's also kind of not surprising. My favorite version of it, though, is the Wii version, because the functionality of the Wii remote really actually adds to the gameplay, and I can't believe I'm saying that, because most of the time I feel like it just makes you want to tear your fucking hair out.
Yo,
But
those horror games from that era, Resident Evil 4, the Wii edition is really good.
yeah, I think it's only done really well in horror games and some first-party games because they're designed around it. It's like all those shitty third-party carnival games that make you want to kill yourself when you know you have to rely on motion control. But one of the main things in the game, the main character, Harry Mason, he uses his cell phone to GPS things and to listen to messages and get around. And it's generally his most useful tool. And on the Wii Remote, there's a speaker. And when you listen to phone calls in any other version, it just plays through the TV. But when you listen to phone calls on the Wii version, it only plays through the Wii Remote speaker. And it plays at a low enough volume that you have to hold it to your head. It's really immersive, and I really like that. And I wish I had the Wii version. But the PlayStation 2 version is the same game. It's just a little bit less cool. But I'm having such a fucking great time.
That's almost as scary as when I play Fortnite on PS5, and like you can hear like the 8-year-old chatting through the fucking PS5 controller speaker.
Oh yeah,
and you don't
of course.
expect it, and suddenly you just hear these noises coming out of your controller, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Oh
that
my
was
god!
one of the
You're like
worst decisions.
holding this controller up, and there's like this child talking to you through it. Yeah, same vibe.
One of the worst decisions ever.
No, it makes it good. Don't worry.
But yeah, that's something I've really been looking forward to doing again. The next time we're in the mood, we're just gonna turn the lights off and fucking do it again. I really can't wait.
The next time we're in the mood, we're gonna turn the lights off and do it again.
You know, given the relationship that we have, that could mean so many things. But in
no,
this case,
Matthew,
my dear viewers, my dear listeners,
Lord.
Silent Hill Shattered Memory.
This is a children's show.
This is I say fuck all the time.
Children's show.
But yeah, that's it for me as far as stuff I've been playing. But my man, my boy, you and I, on essentially the same day, just at 2 different times, we went to go see probably the nicest thing we could have seen. The thing we've been waiting for all this time.
My butt?
E3 is dead. What?
Oh.
Yeah, I said the nicest thing, not the best nicest thing.
Okay, right. Yeah, E3 died.
Yeah,
is everyone
everybody's
sad about that.
Everybody's. By the way, this is Gamer News with a Z, or it legally doesn't count. Everyone's backing out of E3. Nobody wants to do E3. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to fucking say about that?
No, I mean, like we have MagFest, we have PAX. You know, like we have those kind of like gamer culture events that people want to go to. It doesn't make sense now for press to have their own event.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't like days gone by, certainly, right? Pre-internet, absolutely, obviously, and even early days of the internet, like it still made sense to go in and get hands on. But in the days where you can just send press a demo code and the press can just play it immediately at home, it doesn't make sense for them to have these events anymore. As much
Yeah.
as I hate to say it, I think there's some sort of charm to live events like that.
I
We've
really think
obviously
there's charm.
had
I
a lot
always looked
of
forward to it.
we had a lot of good like Reggie moments, you know, at those
Oh,
types of
definitely.
events.
Yeah.
But the companies obviously are able to make these events so much more polished when they're pre-recorded. And so, yeah, I don't know. The Nintendo Direct is the thing of the future.
Yeah.
Obviously, it costs a lot less for them to run events like that, and they're able to do it a lot more frequently and kind of control the story a lot more. So it makes sense, I think, all around to do it. You know, that E3 goes the way of the dodo, but I don't know. It's bittersweet, I guess. But I totally understand why they would do that.
Yeah, and I do too. And everyone, like you said, everyone's gonna have their digital events as it is anyway. So like, we're not really losing very much, except the ability to go to E3, which you and I have never done anyway. So like,
And we never will.
we probably never will because it's just 3 days of oh yeah, this demo, okay, and oh yeah, this person, okay, and we're still not getting the trailer we want, okay. Oh, what's that? This game comes out in 2 years. Why are they announcing it now? Okay, so I'd
Yeah.
rather do that from home.
Yeah.
But anyway, the thing I was actually alluding to before I went on the E3 joke tirade is we saw the fucking Super Mario Brothers movie, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you my story about seeing this film.
Yeah,
Um,
so Tyler and I saw this on the same day. He went to see it, and then as Rachel and I were pulling up to the theater and walking in, he texts me like, "Just saw the Super Mario Brothers movie." So I'm like, "Damn, we're in tune. Let's go."
so we were in Calgary that day for the various reasons, and we ended up getting a showtime at this theater that was kind of near where we were hanging out.
Sure.
And it was what they call a VIP theater, 18 plus, which is a theater, the main chain of movie theaters here in Canada has, over the past, I don't know, 5-10 years, has rolled out this line of theaters that are these VIP theaters. And the whole idea is that there's no kids in there. It's 18 plus. When you go in, you get your little table. You get like a very comfy chair that reclines. You get waited on before the show starts. They will come to your little table
Mhm.
that's next to your reclining chair, your lazy boy, and they'll take your order. And you can order popcorn, but you can also order alcoholic drinks, and you can order
Sure.
food, like actual meals. And they will bring it to you sitting back in your Wally chair. It's a little bit more
Who is
expensive.
Wally?
What?
Who is Wally? That's a reference.
To what?
Do you remember?
To what?
To our own show, Tyler.
Oh,
I'm keeping
oh,
this in.
wow, that's a
That's
throwback.
2 episodes ago.
Yeah, Matthew, that's like 6 months ago, bro.
I know. um, no, I was actually going to interject rudely because Rachel and I had a very similar experience. We went to an AMC and we didn't have like the table or anything like that. We just had like the snuggly like couples reclining chairs.
Sure.
But Rachel has a membership to the AMC, so she was able to order our popcorn, drink, and snack like in advance, and they delivered it to our seat, including cups of popcorn butter and like packets of salt. And
Oh
so
my god.
here we are, just like fucking connoisseurs of the theater, just
My
hanging out.
my favorite part is like walking into this theater, and you walk in like the front door, and there's like a guy checking your ID. Like you walk up and he's like, "Okay, IDs, please," just to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
you're
the
over
same
18.
thing happened with us. Yeah,
And so like he
they
checks
didn't
our
check
ID,
my ID
and
though.
he's
He
like,
only checked Rachel's.
he checks your ID, and he's like, "And what movie are you seeing today?" You're like, "Super Mario Brothers."
Yeah. So I have something additional to go with that, like feeling like, oh, I'm out of place here. I'm an adult at a kids movie. But as we walked into the AMC after they checked our ID for the Super Mario Brothers movie, we noticed that there was a table with a plastic tablecloth set up called the coloring station, and even though I am no longer 3 years old, my inner 3-year-old came out. Rachel and I sat down and we grabbed these like printouts of she did the Peach one and I did one of Mario and Luigi high-fiving, and we colored them in, and oh my god, I'm gonna throw them up on screen for our YouTube audience because I'm very proud of what we did. And other people, adults and children alike, were watching over our shoulder and also being like, I want a color too. And Rachel was so sweet, being like, which one do you want? What colors do you want? And meanwhile, I'm just like fucking hyper focused on making sure Luigi's eyes are blue and not the sclera, only the irises. That's a really small portion of his eye to have to color in with this fat ass crayon, but I'm gonna do it, damn it.
Why? Okay, hold on. They check your ID, and then there's a coloring station.
There was a coloring station with Super Mario Brothers printouts that you could color a bucket.
But this
full
is
of,
an
like the
this is an
cheapest
adults
crayons
only.
I've ever seen.
This is an adults only venue.
It's not an adults only venue, but I think it was because Rachel had like a membership that could have given her alcoholic beverages, which is why when she walked in, they checked her ID. I don't 100% know, but essentially, like, yeah, kids can still go to the theater, but they ID anybody who looks like they could be of age just in case they're going to drink alcohol because it's an option. So
Gotcha. All right. Spoiler warning, listeners. Attention, listeners. Attention,
Yeah, and
Super FX listeners. The
I'm putting a
spoilers
spoiler
for
warning on the
Super
screen
Mario
right
Brothers
now.
movie, 2023 motion picture. Lie ahead. Wee.
Yeah,
Don't listen if you don't. We want to be spoiled to the Mario movie.
If you're listening on YouTube, there's a timestamp in the video right now that says, "Hey, skip to here and no spoils."
Yeah, and if you're listening to not on YouTube, hey, that sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Just skip ahead until we don't say the word Mario anymore. We have a video game show. Good luck.
Okay, so the Mario movie, I came out of that movie and I was like, hey, that was a movie.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I don't
That's
know.
how you felt about it?
It's a movie. Like it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just nothing that I was like, oh my god. You know, like nothing blew me away. It's a kids movie. I came out of it, I was like, hey, they made a kids movie about Mario and his friends. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I mean, okay, yeah. But
So
I
it was
have
cool. I enjoyed it. I don't regret seeing it or anything like that. I was like, yeah, that you know, there were some funny moments. There were some exciting moments. There were some moments where they played the same kind of repeated 80s music that are in like every family movie ever.
Yeah, but I really liked it though.
That's
so
fine. You're allowed to like it. I liked it.
Okay, but I think I have a less what's the word? I have a less neutral opinion on the movie.
Yeah,
my
that's
opinion
fair.
is much more optimistic and hopeful.
Okay. I mean, okay. I've got very little else to say about it, honestly. Like,
Really?
I don't know. It was fine. That the voice acting was good. The animation was
you should have
good.
fucking seen me at that theater. I swear to God, Rachel got like fucking bruises on her wrist from how hard I was gripping it, going like, "Oh my God, it's a reference to insert thing here," like 8,000 fucking times. I was so happy.
I mean, I don't know. There's like I kind of wish that they had gone further, honestly, for the references. Like you get the Luigi's Mansion ringtone, or sorry, the GameCube ringtone.
Yes, that was amazing.
And then you get Luigi's Mansion callouts when Luigi's
he goes
in
to
the
the
woods.
Darklands. Yeah. The
Like,
Jumpman
that's-
arcade, I thought that was really cool. The Punch Out
yeah,
pizzeria,
and the arcade guy is voiced by Charles Martinet.
Yeah, and apparently Mario's father is also voiced by Charles Martinet, which I never would have known. He's a
Okay,
really
what
good
the hell's
voice
going
actor.
on? Why does
He's a
Mario
really good
have like
voice actor.
extended family?
Well, he always had
the whole
extended family. We just never learned about it in any of the video games. Well, I guess except Yoshi's Island, but you know.
That felt weird to me. It felt weird how much they were just like in New York and here's the family.
Yeah, sort of. Although at the same time, I thought it was a really good like a pastiche of like Italian American culture, given that a lot of my family is that. And so
I guess
just
so.
kind of like,
I guess I'm a little
I was
removed
like,
from that.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're a Canadian.
I
loser.
also this movie is like speed run the movie. This movie just goes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah, it
starts.
does.
It starts and it's like, okay, here's everything that happens. Now see ya.
Yeah, pretty much. Like right from the get-go, it's like we're plumbers, but we didn't used to be. We're struggling plumbers because we started a plumbing business right now. You learn that in like the first 3 minutes. And I will say, I absolutely love the esoteric references that children wouldn't understand. Like from the beginning, one of the characters first announced for the film was Spike. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, there's two Spikes in Mario. There's Spike, the enemy who was introduced in Mario 3 and is also somehow a playable character in Mario Party 10. And there's Spike, the foreman from Wrecking Crew, which is a video
Yeah.
game that doesn't feature Mario in the title. But yeah, that Mario's in that game, and Spike is like the antagonist,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, this movie just goes really hard right from the get-go. And I think the reason why, and I was thinking about it while I was watching the film, is they really wanted to get through all of the like, oh, Mario's from Brooklyn. Now he's in the Mushroom Kingdom. He's got to meet everybody. Also Bowser, something something Luigi, lots and lots of references. They had to pack all of that into a 90-minute fucking like plate for a child to be able to digest, because any longer than that and they would have been like, I'm bored now. Take me to the what do kids do? The Fortnite world.
The coloring station.
Take me to the There's another contender for an episode title.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. They're gonna make another. Did you say after the credits?
Yes, I always do, even if it's a movie I'm not really particularly interested in, because you never know. But yeah, spoiler. The stamp's still on screen, but spoilers. Yosa.
Yeah. That was cool. That was neat.
I
Even
thought it
though
was rad.
there was already Yoshis in this movie.
Yeah, but there wasn't the Yoshi.
The Yoshi. Also, okay, why is Mario playing Kid Icarus?
I fucking loved that. I absolutely
like-
love that. I was actually in the middle of kissing Rachel.
I feel like this is like them saying like, "Hey, by the way, this movie is not canon."
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Okay, I wanted to see this movie, so no, I didn't spend the entire time making out with my girlfriend, but I still would
You
have.
were in
if I
the
wanted to.
makeout row. You were in the back of the theater.
I
the lights
definitely
turned down.
actually no, it was like the middle, but don't. I would have totally made out the entire time with Rachel. I promise. But we both wanted to
this
see
show
the
is
movie.
not for kids. Kids, if you're listening to this, go to the coloring table.
So this was like a gift out of nowhere for me. Rachel treated me to the movie. She treated me to the snacks. We brought along a blanket so we could snuggle together at the movie, which is something I've never
Dear
done with a
Lord,
partner
I
before.
can't listen
So,
to
like,
this anymore.
Matt loves his girlfriend. Matt loves his girlfriend.
I'm about to close my laptop and get out of here.
Yeah, no, I'm just
But
gonna
I'm
brag about
scared
it the
that if I
entire
do
show.
that, I'm gonna lose all my recordings. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
do that.
no, don't do that. No, wait until we're done.
Uh,
But okay, so
okay,
I
go ahead.
was overwhelmed with emotion a couple of times during the movie, realizing like, wow, my girlfriend actually brought me to see the Super Mario Brothers movie because she wanted to, and I was so enamored and I felt so in love that there were a lot of times where I was just like, I love you, and I wanted to kiss Rachel in the middle of the movie, and so I put my lips on her lips while Mario started playing Kid Icarus, and I heard the music, and I broke from her mouth to go, oh my god, is that Kid Icarus?
That's foul. That's
Yeah,
foul. I
it's
never want to
definitely
hear
foul.
anything about that ever again.
Sorry, our show's not for kids.
Okay, so we don't have a lot of time left in this episode here.
Yeah, no, that's all I really
I-
wanted to say about the movie. Anyway, I loved all the references. I really had a good time. Jack Black as Bowser, best boy. See it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, go see the movie. It's worth seeing.
It was
It's
awesome.
worth seeing. I did go to Mario Town in Universal Studios Hollywood.
Oh shit! You seriously got to go?
I did go. Yes.
Oh, tell me.
So the way Universal Studios Hollywood works is it's kind of built on the side of a big hill, a big mountain.
Sure.
And so when you go in, there's like this upper area, and then there's like a lower area that you have to take literally like the world's largest set of escalators down outdoors to get to like the second area of the park.
Yeah.
And the way that the park is built is that the Mario area is at the second, or the Nintendo Land area is at the second part, the lower lot they call it, and you
Right.
take down these massive escalators, and you can just see like the entire thing come into view as you're going
Oh
down these
man.
escalators.
Oh, my heart would melt.
Well, it sounds cool, but it kind of ruins any sort of like immersion that they might be going for this area of the park, because you can see, not only can you see the whole area of the park, but you also see all of the back of it and how it's all built, you know?
Yeah.
And like the back area buildings that like make up the majority of the ride and things like that. Like you get very much like a bird's eye view of this area of the park. So it's not the best introduction to it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, of
Anyway,
course.
you go
But
in, you go in through
it
the.
still sounds good. It sounds fucking fun.
It's cool. It's very small. It's very very small, and I feel like it does reach capacity at some point during the day. At which point you have to like join a virtual queue to enter the land, and I feel like that capacity is like 25% too many people as it is.
Yeah.
They are just cramming people like sardines in there, and
Yeah. I
it
imagine giving that
almost spoils it.
it's very close to when it first opened. People are still flocking there like
Oh,
geese.
it
So
is just like fucking. It's yeah, it's pretty brutal. They only have one ride at the Hollywood version. The Japan ride has two, so more on that to come when I go there later this year. But the Hollywood version only has one ride, which is the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge attraction. The queue for the ride is throughout Bowser's Castle, which is exceptionally cool. They have done a really, really good job of the props, and the set here look really, really attractive. The ride itself is what's traditionally known as a dark ride. So you're inside of a building on a
like the
on a
like wait, like the
cart on
Pokemon?
no, dark ride.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon, right? Dark Ride.
Fuck off. So you're going through this like you're going through a Mario Kart track
Hello.
in a Mario Kart.
Oh, wait, hang on. Apparently Rachel's here now.
Oh dear lord, we only have
Hi.
4 minutes left on this show.
Say hi to the people.
Hi, the people.
There we go. All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. We the people continue talking about Bowser Challenge.
Yeah, tell me about Bowser's Challenge.
So the ride itself is cool. You're in a little cart, you go through, you see a whole bunch of like Mario Kart / Mario stuff, which is great. Except they add this augmented reality game on top of it, where you get this little Mario cap visor that you plug into the cart that you're riding in, and then projected onto this visor are other Mario Kart racers,
Sure.
and items, and your weapons that you can have these buttons for that you can control, that you see on the visor that you're wearing while you're going on this ride.
I love that. That sounds really fucking cool, actually.
Matthew, it is broken as hell.
Oh,
It does not work
yeah,
very well.
ruined my whole outlife.
It ruins the whole thing. It ruins the whole ride, because this entire thing is now this like shitty game that you're wearing these visors, so everything's like, when you see a 3D movie and you get the glasses and then everything kind of looks dark. It's exactly
yeah.
that. Everything looks like dark, so you can't really tell what's going on. The game is just so distracting, so it's hard to see what the heck, because you're trying to like get the high score, but all this other stuff is going on that I want to look at and enjoy, but I can't because I'm like wearing these fucking goggles that have like all this distracting shit going on. Like, it's so much. They have 2 pre-show rooms before you actually board the ride that fucking go into like in-depth detail about how the game works, because it's not exactly straightforward. There are like controls and buttons you have to press and things that flash and light up to like tell you what to do. And there are 2 separate rooms where they tell you how this stuff works. They tell you how to put on the fucking helmet. They tell you how to secure it to your head. And it slows the whole process down.
Yeah.
Like tenfold.
Now
And
that
then you
you're
have grandma
describing it, it feels
with the grandkids who's in line trying to figure out how the game works before they get on the ride. Like, it's just so much. And I'm like, if you just got rid of that whole game aspect and just let it be a ride, this would have been incredible. But no, instead they do this whole visor thing, and it's a lot. So I don't know. Next time I ride it, I'm definitely just going to not do the game part. I'm just going to enjoy the ride for what it is and forget about the visor thing. Because I feel like... Yeah. Other than that, the land is great. It's small. It's small and it's crowded. Continuity wise, it doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like what really
Well,
sets
yeah,
Disney
like
apart from Universal is like they're able to do this world building that nobody else does, and they're able to do this storytelling in these like spaces that nobody else does. So, Galaxy's Edge, like the Star Wars area at Disney, it's like you are on a space planet at this like spaceport, and there's like weird dudes walking around, and, weird aliens everywhere, and you're at the marketplace and everything looks kind of run down, and they're selling you things, and you gotta buy a thing of food or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's gonna be 14 credits, and then you go to the Mario thing, and Toad's house is connected to Bowser's castle, and Peach's
what?
castle is literally 10 steps away from all of that. And there's just a
Oh
random
yeah,
Goomba game
yeah, because
next to
they gotta
it.
cram everything in together, right?
Yeah, and then you go and you go to Toad's house to buy some food, and like the teenager working the stand is like, okay, that'll be $20, thanks.
Don't you mean
it's
20 coins?
so yeah, like there's so much more they could have done.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the bare minimum, but it's just like I don't know. They could have done more.
I totally get it. You know what? It still sounds like it's an enjoyable time for the most part, though. I would love to go someday. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get out there, but it's going to happen. I know that much. You can't stop me.
It's worth going to, but yeah, I would say temper the expectations, or go to the Japan one. Apparently, it's better.
You know what? Let's go. You and me and you, doing things together. That's what bros do.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'll go again.
sure. All right, let's go. Yeah, I want to talk about a couple pickups that I've had recently, but given that you and I are back in the saddle now and we've already reached what is our predetermined time limit, I'm going to save them for next time. There's some really sweet little morsels that I think everyone will really like to hear about,
Yeah, dude.
especially because they make me really fucking happy. So
All right, I'm excited to hear about that.
I'm excited to talk about it.
I talked a lot.
No, that's our show. That's what I wanted. I missed your voice.
Oh, so did our listeners.
All three of you. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us through. And thanks for being here now.
Wow, that sounded like Home Improvement, like to no end. Like that was a perfect Home Improvement.
Absolutely.
Nice work.
Thank you. I'm doing my best every day. That's all you can do.
Are we wrapping it? Are we done?
Yeah, if you're done, I'm done for now.
Okay, we've got a lot left to talk about on this document here, but that we will save it for next time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It'll just make it easier for next time, so we don't have to like plan as much.
It'll be easy. Let's go.
All right, that'll do it for our show, ladies and gentlemen, folks around the world. Thank you so much for listening to our show. If you want to learn more about our show, Super FX, you can visit our website, superfxpodcast.com. You can find our show, Super FX, wherever you find your other favorite podcasts, including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. You can also follow us on social media. We're sometimes kind of funny on there, maybe if you're lucky. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We have all of them. They're all at Super FX Podcast. Reach out to us. We want to hear from you. Reach out to us with any comments or questions on social media. Or you can send us an email, hi@superfxpodcast.com. That's hi@superfxpodcast.com. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, please consider doing what Rachel Johnson did and become a patron at patreon.com/superfxpodcast. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button down below, subscribe, click the bell icon, leave a comment. It all helps us out very greatly.
Yeah, we're looking for our Raid Shadow Legends subscription service sponsorship.
It's coming.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Apple Podcast, you can help us out on there by rating and reviewing our show. A special thanks to Kenny Martin for our theme song. You can find him at Kenma, that's KENMA.bandcamp.com. And a very special thank you to you. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.